receptivity. Gentle, deliberate attention here creates a sense of intimacy that is both emotional and physical. Finally, the lower back, when kissed or touched softly, can trigger deep subconscious responses signaling trust and connection. Understanding these areas is the first step in mastering the art of passionate, meaningful intimacy. Next comes the power of anticipation. Human psychology thrives on expectation and delayed gratification. A kiss is far more electrifying when it isn't rushed. Think of it as a rhythm tease, pause, and then reward with intensity. A kiss on the neck or ear that lingers builds a craving in her mind and body. The act of anticipation isn't about manipulation, it's about heightening awareness of pleasure, making each touch memorable. When a man understands this principle, he can turn ordinary gestures into experiences that linger in her memory long after the moment ends. The mind becomes a playground of desire, and the emotional bond strengthens as she experiences both comfort and thrilling excitement. In essence, anticipation is not just physical, it's psychological, creating tension that transforms every kiss into an intimate journey. Trust and comfort are inseparable from desire. Even the most sensitive areas respond best when a woman feels safe and respected. Physical touch without trust can feel intrusive, whereas touch within a framework of respect and care can evoke profound pleasure. Emotional security allows her to relax, lowering barriers that otherwise block sensory experience. When she knows her partner respects boundaries, she can fully immerse herself in the moment, feeling free to respond naturally. Comfort also means attuning to her rhythms. Some women like gentle, prolonged kisses, others prefer quick, teasing touches. Observing, adjusting, and communicating subtly ensures that every kiss aligns with her comfort level, creating a stronger emotional and physical connection. The element of variety cannot be overstated. Passion grows when novelty is introduced thoughtfully, alternating between lips, neck, inner wrists, ears, and lower back engages multiple senses, keeping her attentive and excited. It also communicates attentiveness and creativity, which women notice deeply. Variety ensures that intimacy never becomes mechanical. Instead, it evolves into a dance where both partners explore, respond, and grow closer together. Each area kissed releases different psychological and physiological responses, stimulating pleasure while reinforcing emotional bonds. By understanding this, one can create a sequence of touches that feel spontaneous yet deeply intentional. Understanding sensitivity and response is the cornerstone of female psychology when it comes to intimacy. It's important to realize that a woman's body is not a uniform field of sensation, but a complex map of areas that carry different levels of sensitivity. Both physically and emotionally, every woman is unique. And while there are patterns, true mastery comes from observing, listening, and responding to her individual reactions. The way her body responds to touch is deeply intertwined with her emotional state, her sense of trust, and the level of connection she feels with her partner. Sensitivity is not just about nerve endings, it's about perception, anticipation, and the subtle messages her body sends in response to stimuli. Understanding this begins with recognizing that intimacy is a dialogue. A kiss, a gentle caress, or even a light touch on certain areas of her body communicates far more than words ever could. It is an opportunity to connect emotionally while also awakening desire. And the effectiveness of such gestures relies on awareness and timing. Lips are, of course, the most obvious area, yet their true power often goes underestimated. Beyond being a primary organ for taste and speech, lips are packed with nerve endings that make them incredibly receptive to touch. A kiss on the lips engages not only the mouth, but also triggers a cascade of neurological responses. When approached with thoughtfulness, the lips can communicate affection, passion, and emotional connection simultaneously. Subtle variations in pressure, rhythm, and movement can evoke dramatically different response. A soft, lingering kiss can foster a sense of intimacy and trust, while a more passionate, urgent kiss can ignite excitement and desire. It is essential to understand that the effectiveness of a kiss on the lips is not mechanical. It is a combination of timing, emotional presence, and genuine connection. Every movement should be intentional, with attention paid to her breathing, her body language, and the small cues that reveal how she feels in that moment. The neck is another area of heightened sensitivity. It carries many nerve endings, making it extremely responsive to gentle, thoughtful touches. A kiss on the side of the neck or along the nape can trigger subtle but powerful sensations that radiate throughout the body. The psychological impact is equally significant. Kissing the neck often feels vulnerable for a woman, and choosing to approach it carefully communicates trust and respect. When she feels safe, The sensitivity of this area becomes a conduit for deep emotional and physical connection. The neck is not only about arousal, but also about communication. It signals attentiveness and care when kissed gently, showing that her partner notices the subtleties of her body and is willing to explore them with mindfulness. Understanding how to approach the neck, where to kiss lightly, when to linger, and how to combine touch with the rhythm of a kiss on the lips can transform a simple gesture into an intensely memorable experience. Ears are similarly sensitive, yet often overlooked. The lobes and the delicate fur under the ear have a high concentration of nerve endings, and even the slightest touch can send waves of pleasure. Whispering softly while lightly kissing or nuzzling the ear adds another layer of psychological stimulation. This area is particularly responsive to anticipation. The ear is closely tied to auditory perception, and when combined with gentle touch, it engages multiple senses simultaneously. The mind associates the ear with closeness and intimacy, and a kiss here can create a tingling sensation that radiates throughout her body. Understanding the sensitivity of the ears is not about overwhelming her, but about introducing subtle, nuanced pleasure that enhances emotional connection. A light, deliberate touch here can feel incredibly personal and special, and it is most effective when paired with attentiveness to her reactions. Inner wrists are an often underestimated zone of heightened sensitivity. The skin here is thinner, more delicate, and unusually responsive to touch. Kissing or caressing the inner wrists can create a sense of intimacy that is both gentle and electrifying. It's a place that communicates care, as it requires a level of attention and subtlety to stimulate effectively. Many women experience a heightened sense of connection when their wrists are kissed or lightly touched because it signals attentiveness and thoughtfulness. It is not a mechanical gesture, it is the embodiment of mindfulness in physical connection. When exploring sensitive areas, it is essential to understand that each zone carries not just physical but emotional significance. The inner wrist, like the lips, neck, and ears, reacts to presence, timing, and context. A kiss here, combined with awareness of her overall response, can produce sensations that linger long after the moment has passed. The lower back is another key area. While it may seem less immediately obvious, is a region that communicates both trust and vulnerability. A gentle kiss or touch here can elicit deep subconscious responses that are tied to security and connection. The lower back is often associated with comfort, grounding, and support, and when kissed with awareness, it can trigger both emotional and physical arousal. Understanding sensitivity in this area is about combining gentleness with intuition, knowing how to apply pressure, how long to linger, and how to synchronize touch with the flow of other gestures. Sensitivity here is also psychological. A kiss on the lower back signals attentiveness, intimacy, and presence, reinforcing the emotional bond between partners. Ultimately, understanding sensitivity and response is about observing, listening, and adapting. It is about being present in the moment, noticing the subtle cues a woman gives, and responding with thoughtfulness. The most effective gestures are those that combine physical stimulation with emotional awareness. Every kiss communicates a message, whether it is affection, passion, or connection. The areas of heightened sensitivity, lips, neck, ears, inner wrists, and lower back, are not merely anatomical zones. They are conduits for emotional resonance. The key is to approach them with respect, mindfulness, and a genuine desire to connect. When a woman feels understood, appreciated, and safe, her responsiveness amplifies, making intimacy not just a physical act, but a deeply psychological and emotional experience. In conclusion, sensitivity and response are fundamental to female psychology in intimacy. By understanding the physiological and emotional aspects of her reactions, one can create experiences that are profoundly connecting. Every area of sensitivity carries its own significance, and by approaching them with mindfulness, observation, and care, a partner can evoke not only desire but also trust, connection, and lasting emotional resonance. Mastering this art is not about following a rigid formula. It is about developing awareness, empathy, and attentiveness to create meaningful, unforgettable intimacy. The power of anticipation is one of the most profound tools in female psychology and intimacy. Understanding this concept requires recognizing that human desire is not solely about immediate physical satisfaction, but is deeply connected to the mind, emotions, and the way experiences are built over time. Anticipation is about creating a rhythm, a flow, and a psychological tension that transforms ordinary moments into unforgettable experiences. It is the bridge between emotional connection and physical intimacy, and mastering it can elevate every kiss, touch or gesture into something far more impactful. The principle is simple: the brain thrives on expectation. When a woman senses that something pleasurable is approaching, her mind and body respond in ways that heighten sensation and emotional engagement. The moments before a kiss, a touch, or a gentle caress carry enormous potential to excite intrigue and create deep psychological resonance. Anticipation begins with subtle cues. A glance, a slow movement closer, a gentle brush of fingers, or a soft whisper can set the stage for something more. These small, intentional gestures signal that something pleasurable is coming, allowing her mind to engage in the experience even before physical contact occurs. The beauty of anticipation is that it transforms waiting into a form of pleasure. The brain releases chemicals like dopamine when it expects reward, which enhances both excitement and focus. A kiss that is anticipated is far more electrifying than one that is immediate or rushed. This is why timing, patience, and mindfulness are crucial. By learning to pace intimacy, one creates a sense of build-up that intensifies the emotional and physical response. One of the most effective ways to harness anticipation is through gradual escalation. Instead of moving immediately to the most sensitive areas, begin with less obvious zones, creating a slow and deliberate progression. A light kiss on the lips, followed by gentle touches along the neck or shoulders, engages both her mind and body. The uncertainty of what comes next creates excitement, while the predictability of safety and trust ensures comfort. This balance between the known and the unknown is critical in female psychology. Women respond powerfully to experiences where they feel both secure and intrigued. The anticipation itself becomes a form of intimate communication, signaling attentiveness, thoughtfulness, and a desire to connect beyond the surface. Anticipation is also about rhythm and pacing. Human desire is closely tied to timing. A rushed gesture can feel mechanical, even impersonal, whereas deliberate pacing creates an emotional crescendo. Consider the difference between a quick, inattentive kiss and one that is measured, with pauses and variations in pressure. The latter allows her mind to become fully present, heightening awareness of every sensation. These pauses, when used intentionally, make each subsequent touch feel more intense. The art lies in reading her subtle cues. The way she leans in, the shift in her breathing, the slight changes in posture, and responding in a way that sustains the build-up rather than breaking it. Anticipation is not passive. It is an active, engaged form of communication that requires attention and sensitivity to her reactions. Another important aspect of anticipation is psychological engagement. Desire is amplified when the mind participates in the experience.